Slowly and relentlessly, the territory of the so-called caliphate is being taken back. It's almost 2.5 years since the militants swept across these plains with ease. Today, it's the turn of Iraqi special forces.
Well, the troops have just advanced closer to the city of Mosul. We've heard a whizzing sound overhead, which is sound of sniper fire or certainly gunfire coming in from Islamic State, and the troops have just come down. They're now trying to respond and stop the shooting coming in.
Go to the trench.
Few expected they'd advance this far, this fast. But the closer they get to Mosul, so the resistance only grows.
We're now literally just a few hundred meters from the outskirts of Mosul with counter-terrorism forces. They've come up against significantly stiffer resistance than we've seen over the last few days. We're constantly hearing the sound of rounds coming in, rocket-propelled grenades, as well as automatic weapon fire. They've brought in tanks, they've brought in heavy weapons. They're targeting a number of buildings where they think Islamic State is based before they feel it's safe to then move on into Mosul itself.
There are thought to be more than 1 million people trapped between the warring parties, with nothing but a white flag for defence. Many fear a mass civilian exodus may lie ahead. This is the moment the troops entered the outskirts of Mosul. It's hard to exaggerate how dangerous this day was. Islamic State fighters on the skyline barely seem to care that the troops are advancing. But that doesn't mean they're not prepared to defend the city, nor fight to the death.
The counter-terrorism forces have been moving through Mosul, the outskirts only, for the last few hours, and they've met incredibly stiff resistance. We've seen a number of ISIS fighters moving around, carrying rocket-propelled grenades, have been incoming attacks. And a lot of gunfire. The ground is treacherous, it's laced with IEDs, and it just illustrates how hard and difficult this final stage of the battle is going to be. This is just day one inside Mosul.
This is the road the troops must now take. It leads to the centre of the city. A dark and dangerous route into the heart of the caliphate of Islamic State. Ian Pannell, BBC News, Mosul.